Hello and welcome to The Best Of. On The Best Of, we focus on the best in the areas of business, entertainment, sports, and the community. And I am really excited about this particular show. We've got two outstanding people that I tell you I owe a great deal of gratitude. Quite honestly, in the greater Memphis area, we all do, because they are the ones who really keep us safe. And we're really excited about it. We've got none other than Lieutenant Currie and Officer Grandberry. They are two of the finest members of Memphis's finest. And we want to just thank you for being members of the show and for keeping us safe. So thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you. All righty. This week we're gonna continue our series on sports, because we've dedicated the entire show to sports and athletics and focusing on ways that we can help and work with our young people, our community, as well as family members. And we're talking about teamwork making the community work.
Right.
Now, I've had an opportunity, my wife and I have had an opportunity to talk with you both and talk with a number of people from the force, and we know that we view you as our friends, and we really want to have the community to understand that that's the purpose of you guys being here, to just really focus on keeping us safe. So let's kind of jump in, because I don't want to be so selfish and just keep y'all to myself. Lieutenant Currie, just tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, well, I've been assigned to the COP unit, which stands for Community Outreach Program. Program been in effect for about 2 years under the leadership and direction of Director Armstrong and our commander, Major Sandra Green. And the director vision was come up with innovative ideas to reach out to the community, especially our juveniles, to get them involved, to put a happy face on the police and build positive relationships with the children in the community, as well as the adults, homeowner businesses. And we thought that sports is one of the key elements that brings everybody together. And I reflect, when the Grizzlies came here, you know, we were a little depressed and worried about financial, economic situations. And once the Grizzlies came to Memphis, became part of the community, everybody, no matter what race, color, creed you were, you found some happiness and some venture into going to see the Grizzlies play. And that sport team, or a team like that, brought us together. And we put away our differences together, and we thought during basketball season, we had no problems to worry about. We were just one big happy family. So we want to take a page out of the Grizzlies example, or out of their book, and bring it to the police department and the community, so we can rally the entire community together and use sports as that bait or that catalyst to get us together and reduce crime, especially in our juvenile communities.
Absolutely. That's great. As a matter of fact, you know, we think in terms of music and entertainment as being that universal language, if you will, but sports and music bring people together from all across the lands. You did mention Director Armstrong, and we do want to give a special thanks to him for all that he's done, all that he does, and then all that he's going to do for the city. Want to also thank Commander Green, if you mentioned her. Sergeant Macon Moore is always there to help us out and to kind of keep us going as well. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Officer Rogers, because my wife and I met her, and she too, as a part of your team, has just done an outstanding job. Now that we've given all of our thanks and kudos to everybody else, there's a special young man that came here with you today, and he's to your right. I tell you, I say it sometimes that I've been fortunate enough to get an opportunity to meet his extended family, and man, they are as proud of him as I am, and it's an honor for me to have an opportunity for him to be here today too. Officer Grandberry.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well, man. Tell us some things about you, because I know you've been working with sports and young people for a while.
Yeah. Well, from graduating high school on through college, I finished college. Like you said, I did a little time in youth villages, working with youth and working with kids, regardless if they, have special needs or not. And once I left there and joined the police department, I had to continue. And like we said, we had the PAL League, which needs to come back.
Wow.
And I continued working with Westwood High School, with Coach Kennard, Coach Hall, and with the girls and boys basketball team. And I continued that through the police department, working with youth. Sometimes youth, when they're in that setting of high school basketball, even college, everybody's not gonna make that basketball team, that track team, that football team. And what we try to do on the police department, bring those kids to us, the ones that didn't have that opportunity, and continue that sports mentality, and keep them off the street. It keeps them off the streets, keeps them out of trouble, and build that trust within you as a police officer. The kid won't forget.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They look past their uniform and see, hey, he's just like me.
Absolutely. And that's the real message that we want to get out there. Before we move any further, I do want to remind everybody who it is we're talking to, and possibly a way that they may be able to get in contact with you. And if not directly with you, then I'll make sure that they can get in contact with you through me. Is be thinking about the best way that we can get them in contact with the unit. So if they want you to come out and work with and talk with the young people. Now, you've mentioned an acronym, PAL. We want to start the educational process right now.
Okay.
PAL is actually the Police Athletic League. It's been around for a while, and you really reinforced that. And really, it is in sync with what we are doing here with Coach Rick's Women. We've got our ABCs, and our A's really focus on bringing your A game and bringing it, whether it's in sports or in life. And that plan B, I know that you guys at some point in time were athletes, so you're a perfect example of someone having been an athlete or been a trainer or something like that, and they learn those skills, but they transfer them to reality. And then that plan, that C, is for career transition. And we want all of the athletes and all of the parents and all those coaches out there to know that there's something else that you can do with all of that training that has been gotten. So tell us a little bit more. Officer Grandberry, you mentioned about PAL, and then Lieutenant Currie, you mentioned a little bit too about PAL. Just from your perspective, give us kind of an example of maybe something that you saw of benefit from PAL at the time that we had it. And we really need to get in contact, because this is so much in divine order that I really would like to talk with Director Armstrong some more about how we can get PAL going again. So just kind of give us an example of that.
Well, it actually, like I was saying, the police officer, some police officers don't have a clue about coaching or, with these kids. But that PAL League helps them out. Because they have a chance to get their own team and learn how to coach their team, and they will see how these kids connect with them. This is my coach.
Wow.
The police officer is my coach. And that's what I seen. A lot of officers like, when we gonna get it back? And I never, I never played in the sports, coached in the sport, but being in this unit, you have to participate. You can't be here if you can't participate, work in this community.
You've said something. You said connecting and caring. And the one thing with all the professional development that my wife and I have done, that we do currently, and that we will do, whether it's a child, whether it's an executive, they really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's the sense that I'm getting. Now, I know, Lieutenant Currie, you really spoke like the subject matter expert in the area of PAL. Tell us about some of the things or some of the situations that you saw and really how helpful PAL could be, because I think we're going to try and see if we can't move this train a little bit.
Okay. I'm pretty sure if you show that PAL will change the conditions and reduce crime in our communities among youth, the director will be very supportive. But in the past years, I was one of the coaches in the PAL Police Athletic League. As a matter of fact, on the basketball tournament the last season that we had PAL, but it was a mechanism used to recruit children in the community, and at that particular time we had over 300 children involved. And the police officers that were in community policing or just assigned to a precinct, they were charged to go and find a team. Usually a team existed of about 12 to 20 children. Wow. And as a result, we had about, like I said, about 300 children involved. And that mechanism of recruiting the children puts you in front of them as a father figure.
Right.
And a lot of us didn't realize what an impact that we were making on the children as a father figure, because most of them did not have a father or a positive father role model in their families or in their. And once we started recruiting, it became competitive. And one curriculum about the PAL, you had to give the children something educational. You had to develop a curriculum. And our curriculum pretty much focus on academics. You must keep your grades up. They were required to bring their report cards to us and we made a relationship with the schools and their parents. We could go to the school and check on the child progress report or report card every 3 weeks, and we would do that. And we use that. If you want to continue to play, you must keep your grades up. And if you need tutoring, we will offer that tutoring through the PAL organization or the PAL program. And the curriculum consisted of anti-violence, gang prevention, education, peer pressure, self-esteem, and sexual responsibility. And we added another component on there, and we called it financial responsibility.
Oh, that's great.
We did not realize that many of our children did not know what a checkbook looked like. They didn't have any idea how to set up a bank account. And we did a field trip through our PAL thing. And one of the field trips was go to our local City of Memphis Credit Union, and they let the children develop a checking account or showed them how to develop a checking account. And they gave them knowledge. Some of the children was educating their parents.